Hello and good evening. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm so happy that you decided to spend this evening with me, and I will be very happy to share my experience in order to help you to discover your true self and your life purpose. Can you please tell me your names, and in the chat box tell me, just give me some feedback. How do you hear me? If everything is okay, if you plus you can use this chat box if you have any questions. I will be very happy to answer them later today. All right, it's a very exciting topic, and it took me a while to go through it, but that's totally fine because from time to time we all start having questions, and it's such a philosophical topic because it's been discussed for centuries, and still it's very relevant these days because many people start feeling like they've lost their focus, their sense of direction and meaning in life. Lately, lots of people start waking up and start asking questions. They are in search of their true self and trying to understand what is it, how to connect with it, why am I here, what am I doing here? So I hope tonight we will figure out some of those answers, and that will be very helpful to you. So in order to understand that very important reason why we're here and to embrace the full potential, first of all, we really need to remove the obstacles that are keeping us away from the truth, which are mental blocks, limiting beliefs, our fears, our doubts, unprocessed emotions, and destructive programs. We will not talk about the subject today, how to remove the obstacles, but we will mainly talk about how to find and how to work with some of the obstacles. I will be giving you some of the tips and hints about that. Of course, it's not an easy process to remove those obstacles. It may take years, it may take decades, it may take lifetimes, but just for sure, I know it will require a lot of internal work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of awareness. So these are all what you will need to do to achieve those results. So today I will be very happy to share with you my personal experience, my knowledge, my insights, and my practices that help me a lot to find my life purpose and really understand the purpose and meaning of the real true self. The approach today will be revolutionary, so don't be surprised. You may hear some of the interesting insights, so try not to intellectualize them. I will be giving you some massive bombs, and just try to understand and go with the flow. All right. In the meanwhile, again, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining, and let's begin our presentation. There will be a few simple terminology that we need to look at in order to understand and speak the same language. So the main words that I will be using, maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't, but what is the truth? The truth of life, we can say. What is the true self? And what is the life purpose? So before we go and start this very interesting subject, let me just briefly explain you my understanding of what is the truth. How do I understand what is the truth? The depth of this truth. It's inner wisdom, and it's kind of a knowledge of who we truly are, not here, but deep in our hearts. It's not who we think we are. It's just who we are really in this moment, right here and right now. It's also the knowledge and understanding of who we want to be or who we want to become. That knowledge is inside of us without any mental layers, any previous experiences, any thoughts. It's just knowledge that within our hearts. that truth cannot be understood on the mental level by our ego, by our mind. No, it can only be felt in your heart. You can really look inside and you can really sense it. So for me, that's the meaning of the truth. So what is the true self in that means? And the true self is something, okay, there have been moments in our lives, everyone had them, when we feel secure, accepted, peaceful, and certain, right? So at those moments, we are experiencing that true self. How? How do we know that? For example, at the moments when you experience the opposite, like when you're in the grip of everyday self or the ego self, that's when you experience the opposite. You feel insecure, you feel uncertain, you feel doubtful, you feel stressful. These are all the signals of ego self or everyday self, let's say it this way. The trouble is that both sides are convincing, because this is how we experience and feel ourselves, who we are in a daily life. So when you feel that you're overwhelmed by stress, crisis, doubts, or insecurities, that true self, that really deep and down, may not be existed, because we're experiencing a different reality colored by state of our mind. So that is the main player, and that interacts a lot and interferes with our understanding, with our connection with the heart. So let me give you two examples of the true self and everyday self, which is ego-driven, which is mind-driven. For example, the true self is always certain and clear about things. On the other hand, the everyday self gets very much influenced by countless outside influences, like leading to confusion. So now you get an idea. Another one, for example, the true self is stable no matter what. Whether if you're going through severe crisis or your life is collapsing, the true self is always stable because it's grounded. It's connected with the core of our being. But the everyday self will be shifting constantly, will be always volatile, up and down, very emotional, very reactive, feeling very lost. On another hand, for example, another example, the true self is driven by a deep sense of truth, which again grounds us into our core, into our being. But the everyday self is driven by the ego, the unending demands of I, me, mine. So if you're kind of like me, that's mine, mine. So that's maybe the time when you start understanding that's the everyday self, which is kind of ego driven. For example, when you feel that you're at peace, that means your true self is at peace. Again, no matter what is happening, you're in your neutral state of mind and you feel comfortable, you feel very calm inside, you're at peace. On the other hand, the everyday self will be easily agitated and disturbed. When you feel love, not only a spark of it, but when you really feel love, that is the true self is feeling love. But the everyday self will be lacking love. It will be seeking it from outside sources, from everyone, trying to achieve it, though the love is already inside us and we feel it, we know it. Our true selves already know this. So more or less, I guess you get an idea what is the true self. It's such a deep, it's so hard to understand because it's such a deep sense of being in the moment right now, being present, being just alive, understanding it's alive, and being at peace and surrounded by, no matter what happens, you know that you are here, you are alive, and this is what's the most important part. And you understand your magnificence, your power, your beauty. It's an amazing feeling, and everyone has it. but we forget it because we are driven so much and we're disturbed by the everyday self, which is ego driven, and our mind plays so many tricks with us. So let's have a look. What is the life purpose? It's a big question. And in yoga world, it's called Dharma, and many philosophies, many different religions, they all try to cover from different aspects. So what is the life purpose? Shortly, the life purpose consists of central motivating aims of your life, the reasons you get up in the morning and you start running, you start doing things for the whole world. It's the purpose. This purpose can guide you in your life decisions, influence your behaviors, shape your goals, and offer a sense of direction. At the same time, that purpose will create the meaning of your life, which we are all seeking very much. So for some lucky people, purpose is connected to vocation. It's like meaningful, satisfying work. It's your passion, it's your interest. But these are lucky people. But we're gonna look at the truth of the life purpose, and we'll understand that sometimes, I will be breaking here, I'm jumping forward, but sometimes life purpose may not be very comfortable, very satisfying, or very pleasant. And we will understand later on why. All right. So these are the main questions. Why do we need to know our true self? Why is it important for our bodies, minds, and the spirit? And later on, I will be breaking some myths about life purpose. Right, guys? If you can just give me some short feedback, how you're feeling me and how everything is going, I will be very happy to hear some feedback from you. Thank you so much. All right, let's begin. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natalia Fata. I am a yoga teacher trainer, and I am Yoga Alliance certified ERYT 500. I have other qualifications as a fitness nutritionist, energy therapist, owner, and trainer of my own yoga school. At the same time, I have some of the projects, and which is the Clearathon. If you're interested, I will be mentioning it at the end of the training, at the end of this webinar. But I also do lots of other things like visceral therapy, regression, and I'm very passionate about personal development training to inspire a lot of people. So let's have a look. Just a brief overview of what we're going to cover. So these are the main questions that I will be trying to open up and share with you. Terminology we already covered. Life purpose may not always be satisfying and pleasant. How many purposes may a person have throughout their lifetime? Fears and limiting beliefs. Once we find our life purpose, will all doors open? This is an interesting thing that most of the people believe. Why is it hard to understand our life purpose? If you cannot see, okay, here's a little minor mistake in point 7, and I forgot to add not. If you cannot see or understand your life purpose, what to do? And does self-realization come from strength or weaknesses? And do we find or choose life purpose? And at the end, I will give you a very powerful meditation practice that will really help you to understand and meet your true self and discover your life purpose, right? So let's go. Okay, we already did it, but let me jump a little bit forward and again just quickly review. So what is the truth? It's the inner wisdom and the knowledge of who we truly are, of not who we think we are. It's just again a sense of being alive, being in the present moment. And what is the true self? I really like the words of Marcus Tullius Cicero. For that man whom you outwards form reveals is not yourself. The spirit is the true self, not that physical figure which can be pointed out by your finger. Does the true self related to trust? It does. It does a lot. It's really connected a lot, because when you know your true self, the trust comes very organically. You start trusting yourself, your senses, your intuition. You start trusting to the universe, and you start trusting other people, which is very important as well. And I'm going to go through qualities of the true self, which we already did when I gave you examples of everyday self and how the true self feels together. Okay. Again, about the life purpose, it's the reason why you get up in the morning. That gives you the meaning of your life, that gives you purpose of your actions, and gives you a drive to live your day pleasantly and happily. Okay, let's begin with some of the myths. Why life purpose may not always be pleasant and satisfying. What do you think, guys? Why? It's not always we might be happy to find our life purpose that will bring our joy and pleasure. The purpose of life is actually not to be happy. It is to be useful. Here I will emphasize the life purpose is about to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Most of the time, life purpose is coming from our painful, unpleasant experiences that we went through or may still are going through. The main reason is, and this is what universe wants us to do, is to share with the others our personal experience, what we are going through, or what we've been through with the others. So they do not repeat the same mistakes and they improve. Others, I mean, is future generations. It can be your kids, it can be future generations. And that is why it is very important to be useful for the future generations. Why? Our mission of each soul is formed by the higher self. And we are the kind of messengers. We are kind of like a delivery boys and girls who deliver that message to the outer world, to the other people. That is why it will not be always comfortable, because our ego and mind, they love to be comfortable, but life purpose is something that will really make us to move out of comfort zone, because it's not all about us. It's for the world, it's for the others. So our mission is global, and it is not about us. It's not about our ego or mind. It is for, again, I mentioned, for the future generations. So they do not repeat the same mistakes that we've been through. And simply so they wake up and they progress, they evolve, they transform. And that is, if you look at the whole history of human civilizations, you see that there's never been the same stable development. We always develop, we always evolve. And this is, I think, an interesting circle why we're always here. We're here as a big picture to help each other, to be better, to be stronger, to transform, and to evolve. That is why each and every one of us is responsible to correctly pass our personal experience, our personal knowledge to the future generations. So here is an interesting task for you, kind of a homework. If you can write these questions, and just maybe while I'm talking, if you can just write down, ask yourself a few questions. For example, what is an unpleasant, uncomfortable, and painful experience that you have been through or you have overcome? That was the most difficult, that was the most challenging in your life. We all had it. Maybe it was personal, maybe it was with other people, maybe it was something with different actions. But that is exactly those unpleasant things that are not comfy, that really make you inside resist. These are exactly what we need to work thoroughly. And based on this knowledge and on this information, we have to work it ourselves first. We have to solve it and pass this knowledge and experience to the others. Okay. For example, my journey, I had my experience. I was struggling. If I look at myself 10, 15 years back, I was totally different person. My struggle was war. A lot, actually. Let me just name them. I was missing my stability. I was missing my connection with my inner center, with my core, which is now connection to the true self, knowledge of who I am and why I'm here. I was lacking self-love, confidence, and my sense of feeling of self-worth was very little. I literally felt that I was insignificant. I was nothing. I was very much afraid of going and talking to people and sharing my opinions and sharing my ideas. And I was very much devaluating myself. And of course, because of that, I had some, we all had, but one of my own experience was my personal relationship with money and, of course, trust. Why? I grew up in Russia. I grew up during the Soviet Union time. I've seen that period of life. And then when it's collapsed, people's life was broken. And during that time, I grew up in a certain belief system that having big money is not good. And it kind of held me back for a long time and many years. I'm still working on it, but it's getting better. And I think I'm very close to the end to work it through. So you really have to be aware of what you've been through, why you've been through. Because when you look at the whole picture of your life as a whole experience, you will understand that certain actions happened, though they were not very much pleasant and satisfying. They happened for a reason, because that helped you to learn your lesson and overstep, evolve it, and grow forward, right? For example, my interests over time have changed as well. Currently, most of the time I was very much into it for the whole period, like since age, I think 13 or 14, even maybe 15. I was actually pretty much similarly interested in yoga, spirituality, psychology, personal development, and healing. And surprisingly, I'm still very much interested in these topics. And actually, I was very lucky to come, and now my profession is all about this. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm sharing. And thank you for coming and joining me today. So ask those questions. What are your experiences that really make you stronger? Maybe you still working on them, maybe you're still trying to figure it out, but just write them down. I'm sure maybe by the end of this lecture, by the end of this webinar, you will be able to understand why you're going through them and how you can use them to make your powerful tools and how to make them your strengths. Okay, so I think if you have any questions about this particular subject, please feel free to ask me, because I'm going forward. Okay, all right, here, Daria, thank you very much for asking. How did you start feeling that you have significance and something to give? When I start loving myself, when I understand that love is within me, I cannot find it outside. It's from the moment when I really understand that I am so unique, myself, with my experience, I'm a creation of God, because there is no anywhere than Natalia Fata with so much love and passion to share with the other people. When I start respecting this is where I understand, my God, that's exactly what I need to go. This is what I need to share with the other people. How I've been through my struggles, how I, through yoga, overcome them, how yoga helped me. And simply, this is actually what we do in our daily life. Look at this. For example, you buy a new telephone and you're very happy with it. Guess what you will be doing? You will be just going around and speaking to your friends and sharing how happy you are with your experience, right? Or us ladies, we have this interesting tendency. When we're unhappy, we love to go out and talk about it as well, sharing and gaining some opinions. So that knowledge of true self and that knowledge of sharing is actually programmed in us. We are born to be in society. We are born to be in relationship. And that is okay, just to go out and share with others. the moment when I really realized that, just going back to the question, when I realized that I have so much to give, I understand that this is my vessel, and from this vessel, I can really give to the others. And that's how my journey began. And that is when I start really going and looking inside and discovering so many interesting things inside that I thought I could find them out, which was my mistake. And now I understand that just going in, I will be able to find out more than the whole universe can give it to me, because it's already inside of me. The universe, the part of the universe, the part of the divine, the part of this unconditional love, it's already within me, because my soul is connected to this whole thing. Everyone's soul is connected to the whole beautiful universe, to this beautiful unconditional love around us. But we forget to look for it. We forget to feel it. We forget to sense it. We forget the connection with it. And if you look at all kind of religion, all kind of spiritual practices, they're all teaching you the same thing. There's only one way, and one way in. When you start going inward, you finding all answers. Like the door starts opening out. And this is how knowing who you are begins. From knowing who you are, you understand why you're here. And then you understand, okay, this is how I can be useful to the whole world and to the whole universe. This is how I can accomplish my mission, right? So let me continue, because many people believe that there is only one life purpose that the person can have throughout their lifetime. Yes and no. Why? It is, I would say, partially wrong to believe that life purpose or a mission must be something huge, global, or very important. From the moment when you start believing that the life purpose means something big, significant, this is the moment when we start add significance. And by adding significance, we're closing ourselves from our main purpose, from our task, from our mission that we need to accomplish. And we kind of cut ourselves from the universal vessel of energy coming into us to support us. Why? By adding significance, we start pampering and making our ego fat. The moment when we start feeding our ego, guess what happens? The outer resources are closing. The universe is not interested in our ego. The universe is interested when we remove the ego layers, and when we let the love from the heart, let our heart and light from the heart start shining out and start helping the others to awaken, and start helping the others to really look inside and find that light. So the moment when we start adding significance, we start living in the future, kind of in the future. We're missing the moment of living in the present moment, right here and right now. And this is what happens. The ego will try to stop you from completion of your task, from connecting to your mission, because it's designed about it. It just wants to feel comfortable. It just wants to be having all attention. And this is how it's designed. And the interesting part begins when you really, in a daily life, start recognizing, okay, that's my ego talking, or that's where my mind is interfering, but really who you are. Because when you're aware, and when you really remove all the shares of everyday life, you understand that you're not the thoughts that are in your mind. You're not emotions that you may feel sometimes. You're much bigger than this. There's something behind it, behind those emotions, behind those thoughts, that knows what is right, what is wrong, that knows when you think, that knows how to control your thoughts, that knows how to control your emotions. That is the divine light. That is your true self. Something very big and huge just behind you that is already knowing, it has this inner wisdom, that knowledge, and that's the true self, right? There's also one belief that, again, that life purpose is only one and forever. Maybe yes, maybe not, but because throughout the lifetime, we may have not only one, we may have several life purposes. And they may not be very big, grandiose, huge things, but it's not the only one. You may have a lot, because as a personality, we constantly change, we constantly transform and evolve. So our missions as well, and life purposes. Look at the periods of your life. You've been in school, right? High school. Then you've been to university. You had a graduation. Then when you started your career. And look at all these time frames. You were learning something new. You were different as a personality. You had different tasks. You had different interests. You had different passions. The people around you were different. So every piece of the lifetime is a kind of, when you look at sight, you learn something different and you implement it into your life, and it helped some other people. So maybe you were already unknowingly doing and following your life purpose. So that's why I'm trying, don't be focused on one, just be easy with it. Because the main thing that is blocking us to really connect and understand the life purpose, guess what it is? We're so much afraid to make a mistake. We're so much afraid to waste our time. And that is exactly what stops us. The fear stops us from connecting again to our true self and connecting to our life purpose. Life purpose means that something important through you, through us, right now and right here, wants to be expressed, needs to be heard by others. Exactly, it means the experience that you're going through, and that experience will be an expression of your true self. Because that expression of the true self, of when you share about what you're going through, you're actually opening up. You remove any judgments, any fears, anything. And that expression of the true self is the only truthful realization of your life purpose in any timeline. Do you understand, guys, what I mean? All your personal experiences, your insights, those aha moments, all your comprehensions, these are all experiences. And these are the lessons or deep causes that we need to work through and then share them with the others. Life purpose is already programmed. It's already deep down inside of you. We just forgot about it. And our main reason is through practices, through daily reminders, through daily connections to our true self, to remember it. Okay? And that life purpose, it may again evolve, because I guess, like, once you find your first one, definitely after a specific lifetime, you will understand that there's something more, because the more you experience life purpose, it gets bigger, it gets deeper, it gets more meaningful. So that means from the beginning at the end, it will change. It evolves as well. And it actually has to evolve. It cannot be do the same. Otherwise, the life will be boring. And it's kind of, you may see as if you're in your lifetime, you live from one level to the next, because that's how development and growth is. So does your life purpose. With every successful completion of your mission, of your life purpose, as I mentioned, it will be more meaningful and deep. If the completion of the life person doesn't happen, you will be stuck in repetitive events, in repetitive lessons, life lessons that will like repeat itself, different life frames, maybe in a different forms. And that shows that you didn't went through that experience, you didn't learn the life lessons, and you repeat the same mistake. The universe will keep throwing you into the same experience until you go over it. It's like in a game. You really have to finish one level in order to go up, in order to upgrade. So here's the same experience. So if you look at your lifetime and you experience that some certain experiences look like the same, especially maybe relationship, if they repeat almost the same, that means you're stuck in a pattern It's either you losing lots of energy because of the fears and emotions, and you're afraid of making significant step and stepping out and taking responsibility for your life, or you have to really comprehend and understand that something is wrong in your life. And again, it's your responsibility to change your life. So you need to really take responsibility and understand what is going through. You can also think of, like, sometimes I think that life purpose is kind of like an inner message that is so much willing to go out and wants to be heard by others. So think about that. What is your message? What other people would like to hear and need to hear from you, from your experience, from your life experience? Let me just have a look at the chat, how everything goes, and we are doing very well. Thank you, guys. So the fears and limiting beliefs, I would say, are the major obstacles that keep us away from knowing the true self, from connecting our true self, and at the same time, then again, following and discovering our life purpose. Many of us believe, first of all, that in order to connect and become a spiritual person, or in order to find your life purpose or realize your life purpose, you have to study a lot. You have to become master of the topic. You know what? For here, I will say it's wrong. Why? You will understand later. I will specifically uncover this subject, and I will be focusing on this subject, so you will understand what I mean by saying it's wrong. That if you ever believe I have to study a lot, because to find the life purpose is just half of a task. And this is where most of people, they're stuck. Okay, today you find out why you're here. But because of your fears, because you are so much afraid to move forward, you are so much afraid of being judged or misunderstood, or you're afraid of failing, you are inactive, you're not doing anything. So you already did half of the task, you find out, but you don't do anything. So what's the meaning? Why you're doing? Why are you here? So knowing the life purpose is it's 50% of the real mission. So let's have a look at this. It's very important. I think this is the most part where lots of people just stop. When when life starts throwing at you stones, and you really have to start taking actions. For example, we always find excuses. For example, I cannot trust myself. I cannot take responsibility because, like, especially when we speak about the global inner message that other people needs to hear, most of the people, I cannot deal with it right now. I cannot take that responsibility. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I have so much going on in my life. You see, here it's not about us. Sometimes it's all about the others. This is what actually here I'm sharing with you. For me, it's important. Even when I'm tired and I'm exhausted, I know it's not about me, though I'm tired. No, it's people need to hear. People need to see and need to understand what I'm about to say. So I'm really pushing myself into the limit to go to that. And sometimes the universe will really do lots of things that will test you a lot. Again, limiting belief, like I will be misunderstood or I will be judged, or for example, another excuse, I'm not ready, I need to study more. So that is stopping and blocking you from realizing your life mission. If you have this, maybe it's time when you realize and you really start working with them, because fear is just an illusion. Here's one tip for you. Fear is an illusion. It is something that you believed in your head, in your mind, that is true, and you believe it very much. For example, fear of being poor, right? One day having no money. How will you work with it? If you have this fear, that will be blocking your financial resources, that will be blocking your abundance. The only way to deal with fear is to live it through, just as if it happened, and realize and sense it, understand it. It really happened in your life. Like, you can meditate on it and imagine that it happened. See how your body will be resisting it very much. But the funny part is, when you live it through, when you live through the fear, when you face it, you will realize that it's, so what? Yeah, it happened. Am I better or am I worse? I'm still who I am. I'm still here. Yeah, my conditions, the external condition changed, and I cannot easily adapt. Am I not human if I don't have money? Yes, I am human. So you really have to live it through. Would you like to share what are your main fears that are blocking you from achieving your full potential? We all have fear of death, fear of not being enough, and fear of failure, fear of judgment. These are all that are based on fear of being alone, for example. Very common. So it's affecting the whole relationship skills. Okay. I think based on fear, we can work on a different webinar. It's actually, I'm taking a note. It will be a very interesting idea to talk about fears and giving tools and meditations and practices how to work with fear and how to face it. All right. So I repeat one more time, the most important part in our mission is not only find and understand the life purpose, but to realize it, to live it, to express it, live by it, and accomplish it, your life purpose. Don't expect and don't look for a comprehension or sign that one day you will feel that, yes, today I'm 100% ready. Guess what? It will never happen. We always will be doubtful. We always will feel that we are not 100% ready, because it's our nature comparing nature of the mind. The mind and ego will always tell tomorrow, rest. You have something else to do. So don't wait for that message. Start doing things. Start acting. The biggest achievement will be already from the moment when you gather your strength, you find courage, trust, and you start acting and sharing that with the whole world. Only sharing, for example, could be a separate life purpose. Sharing your love, sharing your knowledge, sharing your feelings, because we forget about the vulnerability. We forget about how it is just to be yourself. How to remove all the layers, all the masks that we put on ourselves. So our ultimate mission is to live and express the life purpose, not only to find it, no, but live and express it without any fear and doubt. I repeat one more time. Our ultimate mission is to express our life purpose without fear and doubt. For example, one thing, guess what happens when we resist the realization of our life purpose? Let's say you find your life purpose, but you resist to start working on it and start expressing and sharing it. Do you know what's going to happen? Your body, your physical body will start resist. And will be the beginning of psychosomatical, and this is actually the main cause why psychosomatical illnesses begin. This topic I'm not going to cover here because it's also very interesting. I can only tell you, when you find your life purpose, when you realign with your soul, when you realign with your spirit and your true self, your body will change. Your body will heal itself, because you will remove lots of layers that your ego, mind, and your ego put on themselves. You will remove you will shred lots of layers. And that will help the energy to flow, and your body will start healing itself. That is why it is very important, it's very crucial to know who we are, to know to connect with our true self, and to live and achieve and express our life purpose. Do you understand, guys, what I mean? So let's go for the next topic. Lots of people believe that once we find out the life purpose, will all doors open? Mainly yes, but there will be lots of difficulties. Do you know why? Lots of people, first of all, let me just tell you about this an excuse. Lots of people believe or think that just to escape from responsibility, they find this perfect excuse. Okay, if it's mine, everything will happen itself. All the doors will be opened, right? If it's not mine, if everything is hard, that means it's not mine. Guess what? Why cannot we understand and accept the fact that the universe will always and is always testing our core values, our intentions, our courage, our inner strength, and our determination? It's actually happening every day. So in the moment when that happens, the moment when the world, your relatives, your friends, your enemies, they will test you. They will test you big time. They will always be trying to plant seed of doubt in your consciousness. And that is how the universe is checking how serious you are, how determined you are to complete your life purpose. So no one except our soul, our true self, know your true mission, our true life purpose. That is why we really have to be in touch. We have to really connect and know who we are. Just we need to really connect to this inner wisdom. Though we all have a choice, and that choice is to express and realize the life purpose. Again, you can find it and stay with it and then pay consequences, right? But you can slowly, every day, with small steps, you can start expressing and you can live and accomplish your life purpose by sharing with other people. If you're passionate, for example, if you're passionate about some topics, if you feel the significance of it, that will be the message number one. That could be you're very close to finding your life purpose. If something that interests you very much and you're so much curious about the subject, go for it. Go for it, investigate. Maybe this is where what you need to work on it, because it's like a magnet. It attracts you and you want to grow and maybe develop in this direction. Even if you're not succeeding in it, most probably sometimes you will feel that you're not succeeding, and this will be a kind of a warning that you might be losing or wasting lots of energy on your fears, on your doubts and limiting beliefs. This will be the time when you really have to start looking inside and understanding what is blocking, why you cannot reach, what is going on, why there is resistance, why things don't happen. Because the universe will be actually as a mirror showing you your inner state. And it will be showing you your inner state inside those fears, doubts, will be showing that there is something that you're not doing right. Okay? Yeah, of course. In life, there will be lots of obstacles. There will be lots of difficulties on our path. So don't give up. Stay strong and continue moving forward with small steps every day. Small steps. Don't forget about the rule of small steps. Small steps every day. And miraculously, you will be completing a big, big task of your lifetime. Okay? So always remember, obstacles, hard times, it's a time when universe is testing you, how serious you are. And it's also a reminder for you to look inside and understand what is happening. Where are you losing your energy? What is happening? Why is going wrong? So try, instead of going out and blaming everyone or out there, maybe it's a time just to go look inside and find out if anything else that you can improve. All right, let me go. If you have any questions about this one, guys, feel free to ask me. While I'm talking, I'll be answering them. Okay, why is it, some people ask me, why is it so hard to understand their own life purpose? Of course, because it is impossible for the mind to understand the life purpose. The mind cannot understand what is spiritual, what is so much deeper than mind, because mind is this, the life purpose is like, it's this huge city, it's the huge country of it. How that little spot can understand the meaning and consequences and potential of this whole big action thing. The mind always will be complicating things. That's why it's very hard to understand life purpose. Simply how to do it: start paying attention and paying attention to what is happening inside, to your emotions, to your thoughts, to your inner reactions. This will help you to develop the connection with your true self. And by then, it will be next step. You will become yourself. You will become living mindfully every day, every single moment of your life. From there, when you're in that state, you will start expressing the truth, because the truth will be so organic to you. It will be just coming out of you, like words of wisdom will be pouring from you to the other people. It will be so natural because it's coming from your heart. And of course, from there, you will start sharing your experience, your interests, and your personal insights. Again, remember, when you express of the true action that wants action, or that inner message that needs to be heard through you right here and right now, and that needs to be shared with the world. Lots of people suggest, in order, like, there's suggestions on social media you can find out, like, look back at your childhood. It's not correct, because when we were very different when we were kids. Our interests were very different. Our perceptions, our beliefs were different, right? We, in our personalities, we transform, we evolve. We have different life lessons. We're sharing those life lessons and we go forward. So it is not important who you were as a kid. The most important part is to know who you are today and who you are right now. People suggest, for example, some gurus, they suggest ask your closed ones, people around you, to characterize you and ask them what they would like to learn from you. Come on, guys. Others do not know your deep, private life lessons. They don't know what you're going through. You don't know what emotions you having inside, what fights you're fighting within. How can they know? Your experience, they don't know your full experience, your life. It's different. Sometimes we ourselves, I mean, it's true. We ourselves, we don't know those lessons. Sometimes people, like you ask me what you're going through, people don't know what their lessons are. They don't know what they want. So what we're talking? Of course, without knowing of what they want, they cannot know what is their life purpose. So it's only one way, and that one way is always inside. No one can tell you, except there are a few teachers, a few gurus or spiritual leaders, the exceptions. It's so hard to find them. They're a very unique person. They are very unique people. And on the soul level, they kind of can guide you toward your life purpose. They kind of, because they know the past lives, they know what they can talk to your soul, because they're communicating with the higher consciousness, let's say. So they may understand what your soul came to this world to do and what the life purpose is. But instead of waiting and searching for those people, it will be life, time, and money consuming. Maybe it's time that you start going inside and start really knowing yourself. And this will be your step one, and next steps, they will follow itself. Sometimes it's very good when you are being inspired and motivated by the others. It's very good, because some people, they have kind of a similar life purposes, and it's very good to see when people connect together and share that passion and share that life purpose. But here again, you have to be very careful. You have to know why you're here. You have to be really very much connected with your true self, with your intuition, and you have to know what you want from this life and where are you going on your path. Why are you doing what you intend to do, or you're doing what you do already? So look inside, simply as it sounds. I know our mind cannot understand how it is to look inside, because it is always keeping us busy with social media, with friends, with people, with job, with fears, with emotions, with limiting beliefs, with many things. If you can spend 5 minutes a day for the first week, just spending in yourself, like spending time with yourself and really feeling what is happening with you on your physical level, on your emotional level, on your mental level, what you're going through, what are the battles you're going through. That's how your journey to the true self will begin. Okay? All right, let's begin. If you cannot see, understand your life purpose, what can I do? I have a perfect solution for you guys. This is very simple. So you may forget everything what I've told you before. You just start doing what you're passionate about, and will be your solution. Okay? So first of all, don't waste your time by waiting when the understanding of your life purpose will just like one day will happen. Instead of wasting time on waiting, move, act. Start doing something that you like, that you enjoy very much, that you're passionate about, and start sharing it with the world. Guess what will happen? During your action, during being active, you will start receiving feedback from outer world and from inner world. The others will give you feedback. They will say, yes, awesome, you're doing a great job. We would like to know more. We follow you. We're so much inspired. Your inner feedback will also tell you, you will feel, okay, here I could have done something differently. I'm doing a great job. I really like what I'm doing. I see the spark and I see my energy is pouring out of me. So this will be your inner feedback. But for this, you have to be super present. You have to be super aware. You have to be not judgmental and open to any outcome. If you are ready for this, start doing experimenting with your actions, with different things, and very soon you will find out. For example, through the process of action, through the process of moving and finding and searching for the life purpose, self-correction with time will guide you to the best outcome for you. For example, if you lose interest, it's either, let's say you start doing something, there's possibility number one, scenario number one, you lose interest. Possibility number two, you really start enjoying it very much and you're becoming more passionate about this subject, right? So what to do? If you lose your interest, that means it's not yours. Move on and start doing something else. Change the direction. If you're passionate about that means you start having fun. And that's the indicator that you are on the right path. So continue, develop, grow, work on this direction, and you will definitely evolve. It will reveal itself. And again, don't forget to share with others. Okay. Do you have any questions so far, guys? All right. So silence, I guess everything is clear, and we are ready to go to another belief. The self-realization only comes from our strengths or our weaknesses. This is actually one of my favorite subjects. The life purpose, when we look at it, it doesn't come from strengths. It mainly comes from our weaknesses. Most of the time, the life purpose is kind of outcome or is a byproduct from our weaknesses, phobias, traumas, and fears. Because when we work through them, when we face them and we transform those things, we become strong. And this is, so weaknesses, working with our weaknesses will lead us to our strengths and successes, right? So sometimes it's okay to show your weaknesses to the whole world. It's okay to be vulnerable, because we forget. We forget that vulnerability is the language of our souls. There is a reason why I specifically put the picture, because you can see it. The weak, fragile things can break big, strong, concrete walls.
Okay, I found this on the web.
My God, my Siri just started talking on her own. Interesting energy here is happening, all right? So what to do, and let me just give you a simple tool that helped me a lot, and I really like to work with it, is to start, when you start working with your weaknesses and you start transforming them into your strengths. Let me just have a sip of water. Now, if you have a piece of paper and a pen, write down 3 of your strengths and 3 of your weak qualities that you know that you need to work on, you need to improve on. All right? And I'm going to tell you, just take your time. I'm going to be silent here. Just take your time and really try to find them. Okay? If you find your 3 strengths, amazing. Very good. Now, I want you to focus on your 3 weak qualities. The next step will be, for the next week till next Monday, I want you to live your life as if those weaknesses, your complexes, your fears, or your doubts, or your beliefs don't exist in your life. For example, if you are fearful of judgment, I want you to believe that you're not afraid of any judgment. You're free to do anything. You don't care about what other people think, right? If you lack in confidence, for the next week, I want you to literally think as if it's like you're removing the layer of the lacking of confidence, removing it out, and the confidence comes out. You start booming with confidence, and you start living, approaching people, making your makeup, writing messages and everything. So start living your life as if you are already confident, as if the confidence is a part of you. Think of the opposites of your weak qualities and live your life as if you're focusing on those strengths. So embrace the strengths. That reminds me of a story when a small boy comes to his grandpa and he is asking, "Grandpa, I have 2 wolves inside of me, a black and white one. They're eating, they're fighting, and I like them both. And I'm struggling because they always fight. I don't know what to do. Which one should I choose? They always keep asking me, choose one, and I cannot have them both. So which one should I choose?" For that, the grandpa answered, "Choose the one whom you're gonna feed. The other will die out of hunger." So same here, focus on your strengths and live your life as if there are no weak qualities, as if there are no weaknesses. By this, you will not be lying to yourself. You actually will be improving the qualities of yourself. There is a saying, make it till you break it, right? You will notice that if you do this in a week, your body and your neuron connections will start changing. So you start reprogramming your neuron connections in your brain. In a month, your body will transform. Yes, of course. Like, think the posture of person who is not confident will be, and person who is confident, they will open up. You'll feel confident. So your body posture will change. Your body will be start changing. And the most important, that your new neuron connections will be formed, will be established. Just practice. If you don't believe me, just practice. Just do it for 1 week and I'm sure you will see the difference. So live it in a state of no fear and no doubt. I must warn you, in the beginning, it will feel very weird and unusual. because your mind and your false I and ego, they will try to resist because it will challenge them, right? So by doing this, but start doing this, you will get closer to your true self and you will start expressing it. You will start really feeling and connecting it. And then by doing this, you stop being untruthful to yourself and you will remove that false I, because you're unique, but somehow we put the layers that we are not because our mind just believes it, or somebody told us that we are this, but actually we are not. So this is what I mean by the false I. Okay. And another interesting question: do we find or do we choose our life purpose? In fact, I already mentioned, we do not find it. It's already part of us. We choose which one. We just remember and we choose which one. The universe is so generous. I believe it gives a few life purposes to each soul, to each person in a specific time frame. You can choose which one is suitable right now, because with your experience, with the depth and your growth, that's why your life purpose may change or get bigger. So we choose. We are the ones who choose our life purpose, what to do, how to live our life. That means that by doing so, by choosing our life purpose, we are creating ourselves. We start creating our own realities. So how to feel the true self and see the truth about the higher self and remember the life purpose? How to express it? Today, in a few minutes, I will give you a very powerful practice, a very strong meditation that will reveal many answers to you. You will have a glimpse. You will really sharpen your intuition, because the doors to your intuition will start opening after this meditation. And you will have a little bit of a small glimpse of your life purpose. And that will help you to connect to your true self. Are you excited? How do you feel about this practice, guys? Are you excited? Okay. Before we do this practice, I want you to do a practice for the self-realization. And that is, again, remember what I told you? Your free, weak qualities. I want you to live your life without them, as if they don't exist. Live with the opposite of them. So start feeding and making strong, making powerful your strengths, your other best qualities. Okay? And if only your internal transformations, this is what I meant when we are choosing our life purpose and we're creating our own reality, again, it starts from the internal transformation. Those internal transformations will lead you to external results and your real life changes. If you want to change your life, you start changing yourself first. You start changing your attitude. You start establishing strong connection with your life purpose and with your true self. Okay, so just in a while, the powerful meditation. For those who is interested, I'm doing this September, I'm starting 300 hours and 200 hours YTT, yoga teacher training at Inspire Yoga Studio. And throughout this teacher training, apart from the Yoga Alliance certified knowledge, we're going a lot through the personal development. We learn how to, I'm supporting and helping my students to work with their fears, with their limiting beliefs, finding their true call, finding their true self, connecting with the true self, bringing out their strengths, making them even bigger, and of course, finding their life purpose and their voice as a teacher so they can go and share their knowledge. All information you can find on my webpage. And another, again, transformative program is the Clearathon, which we'll be starting this year. It's all about, it's such a complex program. We're working with the body, we're working with the mind, and we're working with the soul, with the spirit. We're touching three aspects of our being. It's very deep, it's very transformative, and the results, you cannot even imagine the outcome of it. If you're interested, contact me, and I will be very happy to help you with making like quantum jump in your life and in yourself. Right. So are you ready for the meditation? Awesome. Okay. So now I want you to find a comfortable sit, a comfortable place. For this, let me put you some music. So it will help you to relax. So close your eyes, remove any tension. Take a deep breath in. So take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. And now imagine that from your feet, you start inhaling wide, beautiful, universal light of love. So you inhale from your feet this beautiful light. You're lifting it through all your body, to your internal organs, to your heart, to your head. And you breathe out, removing all the difficulties, all the hard energy, all your daily stress and worries. So inhale this healing, beautiful light. Exhale your worries, stress, and everything that bothers you. Breathe with every single cell of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. With each inhale, you're breathing peace and love. With each exhale, you relax deeper. And now, I want you to visualize big stairs in front of you. Big, huge stairs going up. Each stair represents 1 year of your life. So, there are minimum 10 stairs that you have to go up, which means there are 10 years of your life. You feel very excited because you don't know what's going to be up there, and you start slowly going up. Up there will be your higher self, will be yourself in the future. Tonight, you will be meeting yourself in the future. You move in this direction, you feel excitement in your veins from meeting the most dearest friend of your life, yourself. So focus on how you feel your movement, how your body moves, how your feet touch the stairs, what muscles you engage to lift your body off the stairs. Feel excitement about when you approach yourself as perfect, healthy, happy, fulfilled, and complete for yourself. The one who reached and manifested all their dreams, who realized its purpose, who reached their goals. You just in a while and you will be meeting that friend, your future self. On top of the stairs, you will see a door, beautiful door, with different crazy craftings. It's huge. It's just you want to touch it and really feel that door. But you're so excited to go behind it and see what is out there waiting for you. You want to go and meet yourself in the future behind the door. So now you are allowed to open the door. Open up and step in. And here you go. Look at that person standing right in front of you. Look around you. Where are you now? What is around you? Who surrounds you? What are you doing in life? In your career? In the future? How do you feel? And now the most important part is not only see that person, but to feel him and her. To feel why he or she is different. How their energy is different. What does he, she have there that you don't have right now? How is he or she? Are they more relaxed, more confident, more expressive, fearless? Are they more completed? Feel that person with your inner sensations, with your heart, with your skin, with your energy, with your whole being. Feel their presence. What qualities does he, she have that are different from you right now? Are they calmer? Are they softer? Are they more confident? Or are they harder, strict? More centered, perhaps? Are they more joyous and easygoing? Are they more spontaneous and free? Find what does he, she have? What is different from you? So find 3, 4 or 4 qualities that you are missing right now. Record it here without intellectualizing. So these are the qualities that separate you from that ideal person of your dreams. These are the qualities that you need to work on because they are hidden within you. These are the qualities that you need to disclose to reach and become that powerful, magnificent person. These are the qualities that you need to cultivate so that you have a great environment and successful inner and outer relationships with friends, with yourself, with the outer world. These are the qualities that you need to create energetically inside of you and feel them to their fullest. Only when you remove artificial and false, you will be able to approach to your true self, to your inner peace and happiness without any fears, doubts, limiting beliefs and conditioning. When you start generating that internal state of being, that future you, despite how hard your life is and what is happening right now. The task is to find out those missing qualities, start cultivating and feeling them inside already as part of you. right now. Only when you minimize the difference and shortage in timeline between real you now and future you. So when you start cultivating and feeling those qualities of future you within you right now and here, this is when you will minimize the difference and shortage in timeline between future you and present you. You kind of jump over all those stairs and you start manifesting the reality of your dreams and intentions. Only when you start living and expressing your truthfulness and follow your inner call, you will complete the missing parts and start generating totally your new desired reality. Do that to be that future you you've just met. The absence of those missing qualities are not letting you to be fully complete, to embrace your fullest potential and live your life vibrantly into the fullest. When you solidify and accept these qualities within you without any doubt or suspicion, resistance, you slowly start becoming that person. Your vibrations will increase and universe will start communicating with you and responding to your intentions and wishes. By this, you start creating your new desired reality. One last hint. Create a phrase that will remind you of this transformation and will return you to that state of new you, whether you feel you're getting back to old you. It can be one word or a simple sentence that will ignite those powerful, strong qualities that you are cultivating and will put you back into the state of wholeness, magnificence, power, and completeness. Let this phrase be your anchor. Anytime you tell this phrase to yourself, it will energetically bring you to the balanced inner state and reactivate neural connections to be the new you. When we follow and connect with our truthfulness and purpose, all aspects of our life, from physical, energetical, emotional, and mental plane will realign. There won't be any psychosomatics because we live in the present moment, mindfully and truthfully. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel how those missing qualities start waking up within you. Feel how they start reaching and passing through every single cell of your body. And now, in this relaxed state of being, imagine in front of you as the sky opens up and a beautiful healing light started to pouring over you with healing, beautiful energy, which is like light, full of unconditional love. It pours like rain over you. You can make it more intense, make it slow down. And each drop of this healing light falling on your body penetrates your skin, goes through every single cell of you, and washes you from within. So that beautiful healing light becomes part of you and you become part of that light. Every cell of your body absorbs it and you start shining. Start feeling of yourself being loved, being connected, being that light. With each breath, your light is getting brighter and bigger. Your body is very light. You literally swimming in the light of unconditional love coming from the above, from the universe, that is interested and wants you to become happy, strong, powerful, that is interested that you complete and achieve your mission, that you start hearing your inner voice, you connect with your true self and your inner voice. It's all within you. So just feel it, imagine it, sense this light penetrating, flowing through you, through every single cell. You breathe in and you breathe out. With each breath out, you relax more. With each breath, you connect deeper with your inner light shining through your heart. And now, this is time to wake up. Keep your eyes closed. I will count from 5 to 1. When you hear 1, you will be able to open your eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take one more breath in and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You may open your eyes. Wonderful. How do you feel? Please tell me, how do you feel? I really would like to feel, just to hear from you if you're feeling different. If you had any insights, if you feel stronger, if you feel more connected to yourself, please let me know. I'm still here for you and I'm waiting to hear from you some feedback. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed our webinar today, and I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and spending some time with me. You can find all the information on my webpage about the upcoming programs and upcoming events, either through my social media or on my webpage. And if you have any questions or would like to just get in touch, please feel free to write me, connect with me via WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or Instagram. I will be very happy to hear from you. Please let me know if you still have any questions. Otherwise, it's very late and I believe you're in a very relaxed mode, that you would like to go and sleep well and relax for the rest of the night. Again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope to be in touch with you very soon. All the best and goodbye. Ciao. Love you guys. Bye.